Adislada Mendoza with the City of Eagle Pass. She will be moderating the next panel, Talking Business, Small Business 101, with our special guest, Andres Chavarria, Francisco Carmona, or Paco Carmona, as most of us know him. If you can come on down, guys, and let's get started with Talking Business, Small Business 101. Thank you again to everyone who came out today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Adislada Mendoza, and I'm the Interim Economic Development Director for the City of Eagle Pass. And I'm happy to be here moderating the Talking Business panel. Joining me, we have two amazing entrepreneurs. Some of you might know them. They're very active in the community. And if you all can take a few minutes to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your business, please.
Hello. Guys, welcome, guys. We're almost done with the day. So my name is Francisco Alberto Carmona. Everybody knows me as Paco. I own the Wagon here in Eagle Pass with my mother, and I own the Wagon in Piedras Negras, and I also have a restaurant called Brasas, which is a steakhouse in Piedras Negras, Coahuila. So, been living in Eagle Pass all my life, grew up in Eagle Pass, and moved to San Antonio after high school. Decided to come back during COVID, and pretty much living my dream as a small business owner with my family and my wife and my newborn son. So we're going to change it up a little bit here. We're going to be a little bit more laid back. So kind of go with the flow, more questions, more answers, and kind of be more open-minded about what it takes to run a small business and try to be successful. What worked for us and might work for you guys. So we're here all for it.
Hello, my name is Andres Chavarria. I want to thank the city, the governor's office for this amazing event, for giving us a chance to come and speak in front of you guys. Also, I want to thank everyone that stayed behind, which is almost everyone. Thank you for being here today. De hecho, we're going to give a free elote to everyone that's here today. All you have to do is download our app and you'll get the free elote today. So make sure you download the Takitos con Sabor app. Let me introduce now myself. I sell tacos for a living. I also DJ on the weekends. And I also have a regular job Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I had to ask for the day off to be here with you guys today. So it is a pleasure. Welcome.
And he's also on Main Street on the weekend, right? On Main Street?
We interview people now and then.
So as we've heard in the previous panels, starting and keeping a business open is not an easy task. So guys, can you tell us about 3 things you deem are the most important for future business owners to keep in mind before starting their business?
Something that I like to be is consistency. You have to be consistent that every taco is going to taste the same that comes out of your window. Because if you're consistent, that's what people buy. They don't buy the tacos. They buy the trust that they have in you and your product. So make sure you're consistent. Something I would like to add that you need to know, make sure you know your numbers. You have to know how much each tortilla costs, cuánto queso le pones a cada taco. You need to know everything. That way, maybe you can give free stuff out and you can know how much you can give out for free. And people love free food. For example, we have our app. We give our customers free tacos on their birthdays. We give them a free elote as soon as they download the app. And they get to build points, and people love the free stuff. And then lastly, something that I would recommend, make sure that you know and you're part of the community, because the community is your foundation. The business doesn't grow by itself. It grows with the relationship that you build with your customers, because those customers will bring in more people. So I would suggest be always there for the community, sponsor events. No siempre se gana, de repente hay que ayudar. Y, support your community, and those 3 things will help you become a successful business person.
Yeah, like Andres is saying, you're always consistent. You always have to have your product, your first, like for myself, my barbecue, the restaurant, obviously. The first brisket you cook has to come out just like the last brisket for us, and it always has to be consistent when it comes to the meat, the barbecue, the brisket, the rib, the chicken, the sausage. It always has to be consistent. Every sandwich that leaves the door has to be the same one as the last one that leaves the door, leaves the wagon. Obviously, as well as the steaks and the burgers and everything else that we sell, right? Another thing is you have to adapt. You have to adapt to your prices on your location and what your quality you're serving. Here at the Wagon, what we do, we sell more quality than quantities, I rather throw out 100 good burgers than 1,000 bad burgers. You know what I mean? And what I do is I coach my team, and my team is coachable, where I'm able to talk to them and trying to be, the best. You know what I mean, for us and for my family and for the business more than anything. And also manage your finances, like Andres was saying, like the tortillas. We have big people that we deal with, like Cisco, Benny Keys, that help businesses, and HEB as well, that gives me the prices and let me know how much I'm spending on my brisket sandwich, or how much it's gonna cost to put a brioche bun, and try to how do you say it,
Shop around.
try to base my sales off of my product, of the quality that I'm selling.
Guys, I think you've all touched on really important things. One of them is staying involved in the community, and I've seen it with both of you. Paco, I know you've gone to several of our coffee with the mayor, and Andres, I mean, the fact that you're here today and just agreeing to work with us on that video to market this event show just how willing you are to stay involved in the community. And Paco, you also mentioned about adapting. Adapting is very important, especially for small business owners. I mean, I saw it with my parents' family business during a time when my mom was like, we already have our customer base. And what was happening, a lot of her customers were older people that with time, unfortunately, they started passing. So she started adapting, and, she started putting herself on DoorDash, accepting card, and just doing different things. And what you mentioned is important. That is true. Just adapting and changing your processes.
So when we were just doing at the Wagon, so something that kind of worked, that kind of got started on for us was we were just doing barbecue for, all my family's life, you know what I mean? And we're cooking a bunch of brisket, a bunch of barbecue, and we're running out early on barbecue. We're like, God dog it, I was like, we're not lasting till 3 o'clock. People are coming, the food is good, the customer service is great. That plays a big role in our business. What can we do to stay open longer? And I sat down with my mom and my team, I was like, this barbecue's not lasting us enough, you know what I mean? We're closing early, we're missing all these customers, we're getting bad reviews that we're always closed. What can we do? How can we adapt? How can we adapt per hour? What can we add to the menu? Let's stay to what we know, We don't want to we're like, hey, let's add a burger, let's add a chicken fried steaks. We're like, hey, we're like, so how do you go about the chicken fried steak story? So I'm like, no, let's stick to our roots, Like I tell everybody, my grandpa used to cook chopped chicken fried steaks out of truck steaks when I was a kid. And I was like, hey, let's throw out a chicken fried steak. So we're like, oh, let's go to HEB. Let's buy a milanesa and we'll start putting chicken fried steaks on the menu. We go and we do like trial and error. Before we do anything, we do trial and error. We taste everything we serve. You know what I mean? So like if I don't approve it, I'm the owner. I'm gonna taste this. If I don't approve it, it's not gonna work. So we're like, oh, let's try the chicken fried steak. We started, it was small, and it was like, no, it's like a milanesa. No, it's not gonna work. It's small. People are complaining. We got a fryer. We're overcooking it. It's not gonna work. Like, no, let's go bigger. We're like, what do we do? Like, no, let's go bigger. Let's go bigger because it's not enough. It gets burning too quick. We reached out to Rogelio's Meat Market. We're like, hey, we wanna, I brought my idea. I want a chicken fried steak. I want people to know the Wagon will like do a giant chicken fried steak. So we started adapting, started changing our mood. We're like, hey, we're gonna go bigger. Started investing in machines, and that's how we created the chicken fried steak to help us expand our hours. Because our barbecue was running out so early, and the chicken fried steak was pretty much a success for the Wagon one. It helped the Wagon will grow our fan base, our people base, and stuff like that.
And I saw that even the governor got to try your chicken fried steak, and Brian, present here today, was also there yesterday. And just yesterday we were talking about taquitos, right? How you could never make taquitos yourself because it's not an easy task either. So Andres, can you tell us a little bit about how you promote your business, your Taquitos con Sabor business, and what has worked for you in regards to marketing?
So, social media is free. You don't have to spend money on advertisement. All you have to do is tell a story. And you can tell a story about anything. You know what? We had a bad day. Let's post about it. You know what? Someone crashed into that food truck. Let's post about it. You know what? We had a good day. Let's post about it. We cater for someone. We post about it. Like, for example, right now, we're probably going to do reels about this, presenting for the Governor's Summit. And everything is content. And people like to know that there's always a story, that there's always like a human behind the business, and that they can connect to it. And for us also, it has been that we do the TikToks, the Reels, and people come and do the Reels because they want to be also part of it. They want to share that they were here. They want to share that they are connected. They see way beyond a food truck. They see that there is a hardworking family, and they want to be part of it. And social media, it's crazy because before I even did the tacos, I didn't know that many people came to Eagle Pass until you are there at the window and you're asking, so how did you hear about us? Where are you from? And we start doing our research, and it's like, man, there's a lot of people from out of town. And a pro tip about social media that I'll give everyone out right now, make sure you have a business account for your social media. We have Takitos con Sabor everywhere. And a hack that we do, geolocation. No one searches geolocations. For example, if you go look for in Eagle Pass Main Street, and there's people from out of town that check in. If there's a popular place that a lot of people come from out of town, they always post they're gonna be here and they go gamble there, right? So what we do, we go like every single picture from our business account, and then people are like, check their phone. I'm like, who's Takitos con Sabor? And then they go see our tacos and our pictures, and then they end up at our business. So if you have a business, make sure you're on top of the geolocation. And another fun fact that I'll add, make sure that keywords, you put a lot of keywords on your pictures and videos. For example, if you guys pull out your phone and you go to TikTok and you look up fun things to do in Eagle Pass, guess who will come out on the top? And Takitos. Pero, it's all about what are the people that come from out of town doing? Okay, how can we get there and do it ourselves? And at the end of the day, the most we have spent on the past 5 years, we have spent about $7,000 on advertising, and that was just our big sign in the front. So we don't spend any ads. I would encourage you guys to dive into social media, post about it. At first, people are gonna call you crazy. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this guy is dancing again on TikTok. And you can ask my mom, she didn't believe in it, right? She was like, nah, este loco. And then after a while, she was like, okay, people are coming in. And social media is a great tool, but make sure you are ready when people show up to your window. Because here's the next challenge. You can get a lot of people, a big line, but if you take more than 15 minutes, they're not gonna come. So that's whenever adaptability comes in, and we had to adjust our systems, build our systems in the food trucks, have our kitchen display systems, and that way we could lower the wait time. Right now, our current wait time is about 7 minutes per order. Right now, there are even people worried that they're like, man, there's no people at Takitos, and I'm like, there's people, they just leave in 7 minutes, and you don't see as many people here at the same time. So, social media is great, but make sure you're ready when people show up. You don't wanna, they're waiting 45 minutes, which it happened to us, I'll be honest. It happened to us, and then we modified it, and we're doing good now, 7 to 8 minute wait.
Guys, one thing that me and Andres kind of work together is what brings people to Eagle Pass, and me and Andres are friends. Business, outside of work, inside of work, we're always friends, we're always talking, how can we do better, how can we help each other out, how can we help Eagle Pass out? And one thing we kind of look forward to, one thing we kind of talk about is what brings people to Eagle Pass. Obviously, the Kickapoo Casino, right? So that's why if we all want to be smart enough, the Kickapoo Casino brings a lot of people weekly, monthly, daily. People come to the casino. So we're like, how do we target these people? Andres, I was like, let's upload TikToks, what to do in Eagle Pass. Let's put the hashtag Kickapoo Casino. A lot of people on social media, they put hashtags, and they always hashtag Kickapoo Casino, they hashtag Eagle Pass, hashtag Piedras Negras, they hashtag all these different places, and obviously Eagle Pass pops out. But that's one thing that worked. One thing that Andres did that was pretty smart on his end, I'll let you know what he did. I ate his establishment quite a bit. He decided to take a picture of me of having his tacos, and he's like, here, and he took a picture of me, like, okay, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, he's gonna post it later. Well, he ended up making me a 3x4, or what was it?
A poster picture.
Of
his picture with my tacos.
So you can put it at the wagon wheel. I was like, okay, whatever. So I put it at the wagon wheel. I promise you not, everybody that goes into the wagon wheel wants an order of tacos. I'm like, bro, I don't sell them. My buddy sells them. But that's one thing to get across people, you know what I mean?
And that was $12.
You're going to post day in, day out, and people are going to get annoyed. Oh, Paco's posting, and oh, Andresito's crying again. Andresito's posting again. Andresito que la traila. But guys, they're watching. Even though there's no likes, people are still watching. You gotta go above and beyond. One thing that we do at the Wagon is I do all my photos, my editing, my social media. I handle all the platforms. Facebook Meta is pretty good, I guess, but I really don't keep up with it. But posting your picture, your editing, I invested in cameras. I think we have quite a bit of $1,000 in cameras that I invested in. I have, DJIs and whatnot. But more than anything, it's your iPhone. I take stories of my product. I take stories of me cooking. I take stories of my family working. I take stories of my team working. And that's one thing that sets us apart on social media. I always look forward to posting Snapchat stories on Instagram, trying to move the bucket. Even though they're not liking, they're always watching. So always remember. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about, you know what I mean? I am my own brand. A lot of people are like, oh, Paco's again, otra vez en Wagon. But yet I am my own person. I am my own brand. And I got to fight and I got to survive for my family. And I got to make sure Eagle Pass is eating, you know what I mean? Eating. But there's a bunch of ways to go about it on social media. A bunch of ways, but just one thing you just can't give up, and you got to keep posting. They're always watching. They're always watching you. And you always got to stay consistent more than anything, and you always got to watch what your competitors are doing. There's no competition, but there's always competitors out there, and you always got to be a step ahead. You always got to work harder on social media and be a step ahead of your competitor. One thing I recommend on that.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't say that I sell tacos. We sell an experience of Takitos con Sabor. So people go not for the tacos, they go for the experience of like, man, I want to try that and post it myself. A ver si es cierto, no es cierto. So, don't market the tacos, don't market your product. Market, the experience of it. And for example, a lot of things that I do, the way I met Paco, I went to go eat at his establishment and I posted on my TikTok account. I paid for my food and everything, and the thing went viral. What happens next? Paco reaches out to me, hey, you want to be friends? And I'm like, yeah, we can be friends. And
he's lying.
And I do it with every small business in town. I try to go, I record, and I post their content in our social media. And recently we did Gaonas, and that one went super viral. About 1 million views on those videos on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And the thing is, people might get bored of my content of tacos, but if we post another business, man, that business goes get business, more business, and then somehow it sends it back to us. So make sure you're always open to not only posting tacos or your product, but make sure you post everything and anything, because something will go viral. A little fun fact about posting anything, we started scaling our production, and at a certain point, I also did the math, and I'm like, man, I'm paying someone 40 hours a week to chop cilantro y cebolla. I was like, this has to change. There has to be an easier way. And then we looked around, we shopped around, we ordered a machine from somewhere in Mexico, and we got the machine, and then we posted the machine about it. And then that thing went viral. The machine of the cebolla went viral. And a lot of people were asking for it, and then we reached out pretty much an agreement with the seller, and then we give advertisement to the seller, or pretty much we just told them, go buy it here, and then they give us a commission. So it's like, the plan was to sell tacos, and now it's like we're selling máquinas de cebolla. So you never know how you're gonna make money, but if you can get a little extra over there, a little extra over here, hey, it happens. So make sure you post everything.
Yes, and we've been touching about adapting your business, marketing your business. Can you tell me what kind of advice would you give someone if they get denied funding?
If they get denied funding, keep trying until you get funding, And if you can't get the funding, get another job. And if it's not enough yet, get another job. I currently have 3 jobs, and we're making it happen. I want to be transparent. It's like I don't live off the tacos right now. Everything that I get from the taco business that's supposed to be profit, we reinvest it on the business and see how we can make it better. And on the meantime, I'm living off my regular job. So if there's no funding available, well, make sure you have your books correct, because that's how you're going to get funding, honestly. But in the meantime, there's no exact time. There's no exact amount of money that you need to start a business. You just need to get started, start failing until you actually succeed on something.
You guys, honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you on getting funded or being denied. I've never borrowed money from the bank. I started scaling small as a business that was already running for my parents, was not very much profitable. But I started small, and little by little, I started growing the business and reinvesting into my business. You know what I mean? I started reinvesting into my business, and I believe I got a small loan from one of the Square accounts that I used for the point of sale system. That was also I believe you have the same.
Yes.
I was able to get a small loan to be able to invest in kitchen equipment, but I've never went to a lender for any of my businesses to ask for a small loan. But I've always worked harder to make sure I was able to reinvest the money I was making after I was paying my end meet, my taxes, my employees, everything. I mean, my day-to-day operation with the little money I had left on the restaurant business, because restaurant is the worst business you can get into. I mean, there's no profit. Either you live it or you live it, you dream it, or you just. I mean, you gotta learn to love it, because it's the worst business you get into. But I was always reinvesting the same money that was coming in into the business, and that's how I was able to open number 2 in Piedras Negras. And when Piedras Negras became semi-profitable and there was money to be reinvested in, I decided to open up my 3rd location, which is now Brazas in Piedras Negras as well. So, that's what I got for lending.
Hey, but it is not bad to be in debt if it is good debt. You know, you can make more money faster. Go for it.
I really like that you both are
But,
keeping it so real and
I
talking
wouldn't
about.
think you would need a lot of money to start a business. You know what I mean? A lot of people would tell me, I want to start a business. You know what I mean? It doesn't really take money. It takes more guts than anything. You know what I mean? Money's not the issue. Money just a tool. You know, money, you can borrow money. You can get a lender. You can get an investor. You know, a friend, a relative that can help you out money. But I believe money is not the issue on starting a business. But money is a great tool to help you start it. But anybody can make it happen. It takes a lot of guts to make it happen.
You're right. It does take a lot of resiliency, a lot of reaching out to the different partners in the community. Sometimes you have this big dream of starting a business, and sometimes you don't even know where to get started. So just reaching out to the different partners in the community and learning how you can get started, about the different types of funding that are out there and just the different resources. So Paco, anything else that you want to add in regards to how your family has managed to stay in business all this time?
Yes, I mean, one of the biggest challenges I believe a bunch of small businesses, face everyday operations is customers. I mean, that's a big issue. That's number one biggest issue for us, honestly. I mean, there's only so many people in Eagle Pass, and we try to fight every day for the customers coming through our doors. So that's one of the biggest challenges we have. Another biggest challenge is paying your taxes. I mean, that's the biggest number one issue for us. I mean, everybody hates paying taxes. Yeah. And I mean, I'll be want to show it. I mean, I hate having to pay the taxes every month. But one of the biggest issues I think that hit home was during COVID. Like what we talked about before, COVID was a big setback for us when Texas was shut down, and the going out was shut down, dining in was shut down, and we had to do nothing but curbside and 6 feet apart. That was one of the biggest challenges. But challenges every day is, as a small business, is staying open, especially when we lost half of our customers as our National Guard. They're back home and stuff like that. Took a big hit on us, because thanks to the National Guard is what helped get Eagle Pass and the Wagon where it's at, because they were a big contributor to us, and they were eating with us daily, and dining in with us, and they were taking orders to go, and they played a big role in our business. So our day-to-day operations, I mean, we face challenges every day. You know what I mean? Like being a small business, what you got to look forward to, or I look forward to, along with my mom, is getting over this big obstacle, killing this big obstacle, and as soon as you think you're done, you got to get ready for the next big obstacle, because they don't stop. Every day there's a problem in my business. Every day I have employees, not happy with their business. I have family problems with my employees every day, and that's a big issue with an everyday operation in my boots.
For us, the biggest challenge, and I know a lot of you guys have this, and no one has talked about it. You're your own boss, but it's not supposed to be a one-man show. You need to learn how to scale. You need to learn how to get out of the kitchen, build a system, and teach people how to do it. And you need to focus on how to grow this business more. And for me, if I'll be honest with you, I was 4 years at Takitos already. I want to say about 2.5 years I was inside the kitchen. Every day I was in the plancha. But the day that I got out of it and I put someone else, I was looking at the bigger picture of what's going outside. And then I saw what's going outside, and I'm like, whoa, if we do this differently, we can scale it, and we can grow faster. Or you know what, if we go talk we can get this kind of loan. But the thing is, if you are stuck doing the work by yourself, you're not gonna grow that business. So make sure you're a small business, but make sure you let other people do the work. Make sure you learn how to delegate. Make sure how to build a system so you're able to check up on them and make sure they're doing their work. And it's different scenarios for everyone, but for me it was, getting out of the kitchen.
Like Andres is saying, I mean, you gotta have a heavy hitting team. One thing I do have is I have a good heavy hitting team that I know if I'm not in the kitchen or I'm not in the business, I know that my team's not gonna fail me. And that's why we're really strict on who we hire in the businesses that I have, because I mean, at the end of the day, when we go to war, they go to war with me. You know what I mean?
So what are some myths that cost business owners a lot of time and money?
Some myths.
I mean, business owners, I think they try to do everything alone. That's one thing I was doing, like Andres was saying. I was trying to do everything by myself. But obviously I wasn't depending on my mother or my family or anybody else, and I was trying to do everything myself, and it was just getting me sick and tired, and I wasn't being as productive. But as we grew the Wagon and grew the other restaurants, I was able to hire people that would kind of help me and take a lot of weight off my shoulders. And like I said on the last segment, I was able to hire people to fill those shoes where I can't be at all the time.
Something I would like to add, even though I said you have to scale it and get out of the kitchen, as the owner of the business, make sure you know how to do everything. For example, I know how to fix gas leaks. I know how to do how to clean mini splits. I know how to do everything that has to do with food trucks. I know how to solve it myself, because there will be instances that you call the guy that repairs the AC. If there's some here that are faster than me, let me know. I'll hire you guys. But they're always like, en 2 semanas vamos, we'll go in 2 weeks to go fix it. And I'm like, bro, we need it today. So make sure you know how to do everything, also because those people might come in and be like, hey, it's going to be $500. You need to know what they're charging you for, because that thing might actually cost $100. So even though I say get out of the kitchen, make sure you know how to do everything. That'll be something that will help you out a lot. Y así te das cuenta que no te están haciendo menso.
I'm going to make sure that I bring that up to my mom and sister, because there are times that they have to go into the kitchen when one of their employees is not there, or my sister has to be attending the customers and then charging. But I've never seen them actually do that, that you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. At this time, we're also going to open it to the public. If you all have any specific questions that you want to bring up to Paco and Andres here, let us know, and we'll take you the microphone.
The first one to ask a question gets an order of quesavirria gratis. There we go. We have a question now. You got a free order.
This is a silly question, I guess, but for both of you, what is your number one favorite dish? I know you have your barbecue, I know you have your taquitos, but your number one go-to meal, what would it be?
Yeah. So, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't eat a whole lot of barbecue no more. I got kind of tired of it. And the chicken fried steak, I never tried to eat the chicken fried steak. I eat parts of it, but I can't finish it. But I've always been a meat eater type of guy. I like my steaks. I like meat, I like carnes asadas. I'm from Eagle Pass, I'm from Southwest Texas. We like our carnes asadas and we like our appetizers. I like chicharrones, I like all that stuff. But I think I'm a steak guy. One thing I do want to add, it's hard out here to start a small business. It's not for everybody, but it's worth it. You got to wake up every day and you want to get it. You're going to have to outwork the next person on the side of you. You know what I mean? This ain't for the weak. This ain't for the weak. This is something that you have to really change your lifestyle on owning a small business. Talking for myself, and I'll be realistic with you guys, my 5 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night was quite a bit of years every day. But I sacrificed a bunch of holidays, birthday parties, my friends. I lost a lot of friends. I had to change my friend group because I started leveling up. I started meeting better friends that wanted the same vision as me. Zero going out. You have to sacrifice a bunch. A lot of people want to open up businesses. They're like, oh, you're going to work 8 to 5. No. Your 8 to 5s are done. If you want to try to be the best, you got to wake up and train yourself to be the best. And you have to have a good heavy hitting team. You have to have a family that's gonna back you up 100% because no one at the end of the day, I mean, you gotta live, you gotta get it how you live, to be honest with you. And if you want it, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, and it's not gonna be easy because if it was easy, everybody knows. I mean, everybody would be doing it in the room. But it's gonna be worth it, and it would be nice to have quite a bit of these conferences, you know, for get more information for the community, because I have a feeling, I mean, Eagle Pass can be the next big thing for South Texas. And I believe, I mean, Eagle Pass is growing and we're going in the right direction. And there's a lot of people in here, familiar faces that have small businesses and that need to level up and need that helping hand, and need that cross training with Andres or with Paco or with anybody to figure out what their next big move and how they can move forward in their business and how they can be better on social media and in person, and what their customers demand and stuff like that. So,
to answer your question, I love food. Any kind of food is good for me. Like, as long, you know, I feel that food brings us together and we can have a conversation. So if anyone wants to go eat, you know, let me know. I'm always down. And so something to add to Paco is, you know, whoever are your friends, if you have two friends, and you have two crazy friends, you're gonna become the third crazy friend. So make sure you surround yourself. If you want to be a successful business person, you know, go out and talk to people. And some of them might tell you no, you know what I mean? What a weirdo. But eventually someone will tell you yes, you know what I mean? And if you guys ever need like friends, I can be your friend. Just let me know, you know? We can be all friends here.
Any other questions from the public?
Regalo un brisket plate.
saca los tacos.
Regalo un brisket plate.
Saca los tacos. Free taquitos tonight, guys. Free taquitos.
Going back with what you said about being a friend, I remember when you worked with Frank Riojas, where the paisanos, they would give you a copy of a comic strip every time that you guys purchased a taco order. I was wondering if you would be interested in that with us. We're a non-profit. We're the Border Artist Society. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can give you our business cards, and we can do something like that.
No, yeah, definitely. We're always open to working with anyone. You know, I'll get you my business card right now so we can have the contact information and we can further discuss it. For example, today, there's this guy, my friend, I think he's here. Eric, are you here? Eric Ramos? Ahí está. This guy was once a photographer, and he called me one day and he was like, I want to be a photographer. And I was like, I want to be a millionaire, you know what I mean? I'm glad you want to be a photographer. And then I was like, well, come for some events for free, you know? And then he came, and then he became Eric Ramos, one of the best photographers in town. And then the other day he called me, I want to start selling pizza. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. So today, this guy also called me, and he was like, hey, do you think we can do a collab between Takitos and our pizza brand? And I was like, yes. And we're going to have a pizza birria. He's going to go sell pizza birrias at our shop today. I'm making zero money on that. But it's more than anything for this guy to get the taste of like, man, so many people are going to come order. They're going to have a good product today. And it's like we are always down to collaborate with people. So, for example, that's going down today. If anybody is free today, we'll see you there.
So to close off, please tell us what kind of advice you would give a new entrepreneur. Any additional advice that you want to make sure that you give them before we close off tonight? Today.
I would say just get started now. You know, don't wait for the perfect amount of time. Don't wait for the perfect amount of money. Just get started as soon as possible. Be ready to work harder than ever, because you're always going to be on call. There's always that something's going to break and something's going to happen, and you're the one that's going to have to fix it. So make sure you are willing to sacrifice a lot of your time, but it'll be very rewarding at the end of the day.
Yeah, again, like I said earlier, sorry. Like I said earlier, I mean, like Andres saying, you get started on a small business, you get started, you got to start today. I mean, if you're scared, don't even try it. I mean, it takes a lot of gut to do what we do, or just open a small business. Small business, because you got to get out of your comfort zone more than anything. It's not impossible. Anybody can do it. Anybody in the room can do it. I'm not saying I'm successful. I mean, I don't think I'm done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm still working every day like I don't have it. Don't believe I'm ever going to stop. It's something that I enjoy. My family is small. They back me up 100% more than anything. And
Thank you, guys.
Well, Thank you once again. And something I would add to Paco, sorry. Let's say, for example, if you want to buy a food truck. I know some guys that literally with $3,000, they give you a food truck. No credit check, no nothing, and you get your food truck in a month and you start selling. What could be the worst case scenario? You fail. Okay, you failed. But then what can you do? You can still sell the food truck and get your money back. And like I always say, we bought a big food truck, and I told my mom, I was like, you know what? If I fail, I'm going to sell it half a price, so I can learn something out of it. So make sure you're willing to risk,
And just to close off, we're here to support you. We're the Economic Development Department. We're located at 364 Main Street. If y'all ever have any questions about the different programs available for small businesses, we're here to help you. We collaborate with SBA. We collaborate with Sabor State University International. We collaborate with the Chamber and other agencies. So once again, if there's any time that you need information about any specific resource here in the community, we're there to help you. Our purpose is not just to bring new businesses here to the community, but to make sure that the businesses that are already here are successful and that they continue to provide the services here in the community and providing those jobs. Thank you.